I have been trying to charge my phone and it just will not charge for some reason. I'm a little confused by it, but I'm going to... This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to blindfold myself. I am sitting at my desk in front of my computer. But it's easier for me to totally tune into my own thoughts and voice when I have less input. And then, let's see. So let me grab something. I really don't have anything. So I guess I'll just close my eyes. And lower the brightness on my computer. I also need to sit cross-legged just to feel more comfortable. So let's try that. Okay. Ooh, this is not gonna work. This desk is not gonna do it for me. Do I have to scoot out more? I do need to sit like up and cross-legged while I'm talking. The thing is, if I sit on my floor, it echoes too much. I just need to scoot back. I'll figure this out. I feel like Sadhguru. I probably said that wrong. Why is it that as soon as I have to talk, my voice gets very dry? Are those nerves? Like, what is that? And the chair that I'm sitting in is this old wooden desk chair. And my back hits it in this strange way, so I have to scoot up. Okay, let me close my eyes. I'm actually recording this in the evening. Well, it's not evening yet. It's in the late afternoon. So I wish it was the evening, but it's not. Recently, I've been wanting the evening. I've been really craving the evenings. There's this internal change that's happening. And don't you just kind of feel like evenings are... This is new. Usually... Maybe it's that I never get to enjoy the evenings because I'm always so busy. I'm usually so tired. I haven't been in a place of deep creativity. Probably because I haven't had the freedom to do that. But because of wherever I am right now, there's a lot that is wanting to come out. And it seems very specific. Everything about it is very specific. The times that I can work are very specific. The times that my body is ready to stop engaging in work in the world. Times where I can only eat this kind of thing, or I can only eat that kind of thing. Or, wow, I want to talk about a lot of things, and I'm wondering, I think it's healthier to just let it be like a free thought experiment. One, because that's inherently organic and linear, which chronologically is probably a more healthy way to let things present themselves, right? I don't think I've had a week like this in a long time. I'm trying to think of the last time I felt this sort of liveliness or alignment to myself. It's been a while. At this level. It's been a while at this level. I'm realizing that I don't need to hold this so close. I'm realizing that the things that I need really are slow, are not as intense as they once were. And I require a lot of organization in my life and a lot of control over my environment, not for control's sake, but just for cleanliness' sake. It's funny how much space affects you. And even being around other people, the way that they interact with space is so different. My hairs are falling out. But it's not that bad. What is it? I have to close my eyes. It takes a long time to understand yourself in relationship to others, in relationship to people that you love. It takes a long time. And it must come at so many different points in so many different people's lives. So how do you even compare? How do you even know? I guess you don't need to compare, really, but... So here's where I'm at. And I'm going to keep repeating the same themes because that's what's happening. And like I said, the more I talk about it, the more I understand what's happening. I think that sometimes intensity brings this closeness. And nostalgia brings this closeness. And they're both essential in ways. But right now, I really don't want anyone else's company. Having someone else's company is nice, it is, but it's also, it can feel like having house guests. And I don't want to have house guests. I don't want to be a host. Not right now. I don't want to be the host right now. So, in being the host in your own house and then having to give so much, it's like very taxing. There's this type of person that I have been interacting with recently, a few different types of people that are like this. And they say a lot, but they don't reciprocate. They say a lot, and then they fluctuate. They're not solid. They're not firm in who they are. I sense some sort of fear. I sense vanity. I do sense truth as well. But I'm curious about why people can't just be direct. I am direct. It does not matter what phase of the moon we are in. I am direct. And I will sometimes say things that would not be accepted. But I too am human. I too am prone to aggression and burnout and intolerance. Mostly I have tolerance and patience and love. But when those things are taken advantage of, specifically by people who we love, it can be hard to come back to the self and figure out how we handled something wrong, or how we could have, what were the boundaries that we were unaware of in ourselves. And it's very difficult while you're in these relationships. It's very difficult while you're in it just in them. Because you can feel a familiarity or a love with someone and still not know them, which is difficult. Yeah. And what makes people be so performative? Like, if I'm performative, it's a joke. And if you don't get it and you don't engage, then I'm going to stop engaging. Wow. How much fun is that? Also, I would just say in general, I'm not really attracted to that many people at all. Because so few people are living a lifestyle that I can align with. And it mostly comes down to habits and health habits. It's like, if you smoke, I don't really want to be dealing with all that. If you smoke cigarettes, no. If you vape, no. I'm not saying I can't love you like that, or I can't be your friend, or I can't. Of course I can. And I do. And I try to make room for these things. But what happens is that I try to, and this is what I've learned in these relationships. I've said to myself, it's okay. I'm going to accept them for who they are and where they are, and I'm going to love them regardless. And I accept them, and then they selfishly just want more and more, and there's no room for me to settle. It's like being the caretaker it can be exhausting. That's why I said on this last recording that I made that there's something nice about being with someone who's really suffered. And that is a very loaded statement, but someone who's just been through difficult things. Because generally, they have the capacity to go into caretaker mode. And sometimes I just need to float, sometimes I just need to float. So that's why somehow I always find them. I always find them. Or they find me. Usually they find me. It's reciprocal. Everything is reciprocal. But I will just keep on. It's so hard to be that type of person who just wants to step in and help. And having to step back, or that's actually not it. I'm not really in a stepping back phase. I'm glad this came up. I'm more in like a stepping forward confidently. And instead of masking my desire to help, I'm just offering it because what the fuck? It sounds like my washer is like something's wrong with it. There's only one sheet in there. Why does it sound like it's banging on the ground? Okay, well, my leg's numb. Oh, my leg's numb. I really want to lay in bed. Then I won't be able to talk. And I'll be thirsty. No, I'm good. Oh, that's ginger. Oh, that's ginger. Oh, that's not nice ginger. Oh. Ginger. Okay, ginger. Damn ginger. Oh. My stuffed animal dog. Okay. How do I get comfortable here without my leg totally being asleep? Damn. This poor leg. I really hope I don't have a blood clot. I guess I would know. I'm just gonna. So, maybe I can. Is this a good position? Okay. Oh, it's always nice to have. Hopefully that's not too muffled. Let me see it. Let me see the waves there. Looks okay. It's always nice to have that friend that you can talk to, that you guys just, for whatever reason, you just communicate really well. Those are good friends to have. The friends who sometimes you have those friends where you might not communicate so well, but your bodies talk real well. That's a nice friend to have too. The thing is, sometimes that body talk friend doesn't ever evolve into that understanding you in your lyricism, And that shit sucks. Because it's like, how can we build anything else here? It's so one-dimensional. Wow, super one-dimensional. It's practically dimensionless. For me, anyways. Maybe that's because I'm a woman. But I don't know if you can really hear me, I wonder. It's a very strange position, but it does feel good in my body. I'm in like a... What would this be? I need to look it up. I actually don't know what this would be. It's like a sphinx, but I'm not holding myself up. I'm just resting my chin on my hands, like my forearms. Like my hands, not my forearms. My forearms are just out in front of me. Like, my hands are crisscrossed on top of each other. What is that called? Okay, well, anyways. I just had, this is a very weird thing. My eyes have not been closed, actually. But I just got a flash of, like a flashback of being in Seattle And being at this park, I'm trying to think of the name of the park. I can't even think of the name of the park. It's so long now. It was this park. Damn. Wow, we used to take our dog there. It was kind of a creepy park, actually. I had one experience there where I was very sketched out. I was actually very sketched out at a lot of places in Seattle. The mountains of Seattle are creepy as hell. And as beautiful as they are, as beautiful of a place as it is, I would live there in 2 seconds. There is a very eerie as fuck feeling up there. Okay, what was that park called? I'm going to have to look it up on a map. Does it start with a C? Cal. Okay, well, there's this lighthouse that's in the corner of it. It's a really beautiful place. Most of the park I never actually saw because, well, that's not true. There's like a center area and you can walk all along these hills and valley. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. Wow. It's just like yellow, big, like golden yellow. I don't know if they're oats. And maybe it's like an old schoolhouse or an old some kind of house. And I think it's yellow. And then you look out and you see the Cascades. It's like, what the fuck is this? And it faces the sound, so it actually faces west. It has the same feeling of kind of eeriness that Gettysburg has, but it's a little more peaceful. But it's there's something weird about that property. There's something weird about it. I don't know. But if you go down to the lighthouse is so beautiful. And you can walk behind it. I think it's gray, and you can walk out to the peninsula. And then there are big rocks, all along. You can go down a little bit further. I'm trying to remember. I think there is a beach area. I don't think it's like a beach. It might be just rocks. I can't remember it. But I know we used to take our dog there. And we would... Wow. We would wake up. Where would we go? We would wake up. We would go get the best ever breakfast burrito ever. Fuck, I still haven't had a breakfast burrito that good. What was it called? I don't know. It was next to the place that I started, the first yoga studio I ever went to. And it was in I think it was in Fremont, or it was like in between Wallingford and Fremont. On that big road that's like slopes way down. That's like a total bitch to walk up. Like big gradient, that road. Anyways, we would go there and they had such great coffee. It was always packed. And then we would go down and walk our dog early in the morning. First thing in the morning. On the weekend, because he did work like during the week. And I was going to massage school at the time. And what a weird relationship that was. Very strange. Very strange. We were both very similar in a lot of ways. We were both very similar in a lot of ways. Hyper creative, but also like very logical. And I don't know, but it was in more of this like I don't know, in a very memorable kind of way. We're both very memorable in our own kind of weird way. Not in like necessarily like I don't know. We're also both kind of like weirdo, like kind of hurt people. But so good alone. Like, honestly, I think that's why we just could not be together. I remember fighting. I don't even know why. Like, he had some kind of issues. I think I wasn't really attracted to him sexually, so that didn't help anything. That really didn't help. And this is why I'm coming back to this initial conversation. This is where I'm coming back to. Wow, that took a long time okay, maybe that's why it came up. So I remember, oh my God, this is crazy. Our first date, he was like, okay, I'm gonna take you to my favorite Japanese place. And we're gonna eat octopus and like a bunch of yummy shit. You're gonna love it. It's fucking good. It's like, oh, cool, okay. It was really nice. I don't know what I ate. I don't remember. I probably didn't eat like that much. Not that I was a picky eater and I did eat seafood. I'm sure I tried everything. I definitely tried everything. But I'm pretty sure we were also drinking sake. Sake. So then we went down to this bar in LES. Somewhere in LES. And I think this is where he was playing some kind of music. I don't know. And I remember him knowing the bartender. He had that kind of personality where he was like so gregarious and in your face that you couldn't, and like not even, you didn't even really like him necessarily. You might like him, but he was kind of like pushy and annoying, but in a very democratic way. In such a democratic way. I don't even know what that means. In such like you couldn't openly be a dick to him, which is what I really liked about him. I really think we had a very similar voice. We had a very similar political position. We were both kind of rock stars in our own ways. I was a lot younger. Well, that's not true. I wasn't even that much younger. But socially, I was, just because I hadn't achieved as much business-wise. Like, he was very far along in his career at a very young age. And Yeah, but I remember that night. Oh my God. The bar, there was a DJ downstairs. That's the typical New York bar. All red lighting, red and purple lighting. I don't remember that much of the DJ. I don't remember that. I don't think it was, that wasn't the highlight of the night, obviously. I wonder what I would have even been drinking at that time. I'm trying to think of what I would have been drinking at that time. What was my go-to? Probably whatever he ordered. That, I don't know what would he have ordered back then. I always liked margaritas, so it was probably a margarita. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, I do remember the bartender. He knew her by name on a first name basis, which he knew most bartenders on a first name basis. And he was very social, and I was not at all. I was not at all. I'm a lot more than I used to be, but I am not like, I'm more of a listener. Anyways, turns out I'm talking. And I remember driving home, and the first time he kissed me in the taxi, oh my God, it was just the worst, absolute, sloppiest, worst experience ever. I had so much pity on him. I need to look up pity because I don't know if I'm using that correctly, actually. That's one of those words that I think you can anyways, I need to look up exactly what it means to make sure I'm not being a total dick. So, and I was like, whoa, that was really bad. I gave him the benefit of the doubt because, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Because I saw the good in him like I do everyone, even when they don't deserve it. He was a total, absolute, filthy slob. But so cool at the same time. All these very, just oh my God. His apartment was basically, he just had his bass. And he had recently decided to learn the bass, write a bunch of songs, and then become New York City famous, which he did very quickly. Which is funny. I didn't see that. I was at the end of that era, and I probably simultaneously ended that era for his sake, honestly, because I remember some of his friends, and they were not so anyways, he was a cool weirdo. Those are the ones I like. But I knew that night, I should have known, this is not going to be a physical match. This person's never going to be able to physically fulfill me. One, they're fucking filthy. I remember cleaning his entire apartment not just cleaning it, just completely overhauling his life. So here's me, little old me. At that time, I had not started practicing yoga yet. That means I did. Oh, I I had just learned about health and wellness. Like I had I? Yeah. I had recently had my like big spiritual awakening, which is what I refer to it as because that's what it was. That had already happened. But I just thought, I can accept this person. They're a cool person. They're a good person. Which it seemed like all those things were true. And at the time, he was not smoking because he was gonna take his taxi test because he just had this like desire, like, okay, this is just something I want to do. I just want to like check it off my bucket list, you know? I think he even said it that way, like, this is my bucket list thing. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. And so that probably also affected the way that our relationship developed because when I left him, he was very dependent on inhaling things. And it was so integrated in his life. But when we met, he wasn't. So that was a big thing. Now, back to the sexual component. It's funny because I also was like, well, I am human enough to realize that once you develop a relationship with someone, that bond naturally brings you closer physically. So it's like you almost become more attracted to them the more you get to know them. And that did happen to us for a little bit, but it didn't last that long. And within the first 6 months, we were moving across the country to Seattle. And I remember that whole trip, we just like, I think, oh yeah, I remember, oh my God. There was one moment that was a defining characteristic in someone that I never want to experience in another partner. And it was this point we were in, I don't know what state we were in. I feel like it was Montana because that's what the roads are like. Montana roads are very expansive and freeing and incredible. They're just like the best. It's the best place to drive. But I think there was one, we might have been fighting or he was just like mad or I don't really know. And he was driving so fast. He was driving so fucking fast. We were in some fucking minivan. Okay. He was driving so fast. And I remember telling him, like very, you know, third person, like, hey, you gotta slow down a little bit. And he would not slow down. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? This is crazy. I was like, okay. And then I tried with all of my like emotional intelligence. I was like, okay, we need to slow down. Okay. So that moment was a big red flag for me. And looking back on that 3-year relationship, that was one of the highlights of the scary moments that I had with that person. So I don't like scary moments with people, and I'm not looking for scary moments with anyone who I sleep next to and love at night. So, yeah. But this is what I was initially talking about. which is related to things that I now recognize that I will not ever be okay with, which is related to one, smoking, which is what I brought up. And that's probably why that person and that trait reminds me of them and why I do not like it. Also, it's very frustrating even just having friendships with people who have like dependencies. And again, not that I don't love these people and that they're not my friends, but it's just like you can never just relax and like chill with them because they always have to go smoke. And it's like, fuck, like what? It's just hard. It's a hard thing. And some of my best friends are smokers, which is also, whatever. But what I'm saying in my relationship to this specific commentary is, in a partner, these are things that I will not tolerate, that I am learning my boundaries, and I am not giving way. Because what happens is that creates a divergence in my own reality, in my own, it's like it disrupts my own existence. It does. So, yeah. And that physical attraction is so important. I think that if you have, this is why I'm more willing to work with people who I instinctually have physical attraction with, because that can just only get better. Unless they really take a dive emotionally, or they really, go through some intense darkness, which we all do. I just pray to God that, they don't. So it's like, why do you have to go through that if you have someone like me who's more than willing to support you in everything that you do? So why, If your partner can't be your best friend, your therapist, your reprieve, then what is the point, That is my perspective wholly. It is. Wow. It is also strange to reflect on experiences in life now that I have so many. Very, very coolio. I really need my feet rubbed, though. So that also needs to be on the list of things that I will not tolerate, not the essential needs list. And that's okay. Maybe you do just end up alone, And that's totally fine. Plenty of people that I know are alone. A lot of people that I know that are super successful, that are super cool, awesome people. for whatever reason, I have no idea, they are alone. And that sucks. But it's also freeing because, yeah, it's also freeing. That's why it's just so much less messy to find someone whose lifestyle aligns with yours. I'm not saying you have to like work in the same field as me or anything like that. I'm not even asking for that at all. I'm asking for like similar values, same political party, like same types of food that you will eat if I make it for you. Like, I'm talking these basic factors, like, okay, you don't sit around and like slowly kill yourself and have me watch you slowly kill yourself. Those are like, yeah, that's not cool. So these are just basic alignments that will make, otherwise there's no reason to have a partner. There's no reason to have someone else if you don't help my life in some way. You know? And unfortunately, I have a ton of debt and currently no credit. Thank you, world. I was not educated. And at one time, I had it. So I think that's also a big factor, definitely at this age, because people don't want, that's just like too much to take on. Like, I don't want to take on someone else's debt. Damn, I don't. I can't even deal with my own life. Barely. But at the same time, it's like, okay, but do I have confidence in this person's ability to succeed? And are they on a path, that will free them? Yeah, these are all probable. That's not the right way to say it. These are all essential factors to consider. So I made a plan. I have my plans, and those are my own plans, and we can only work towards them and hope that by aligning ourselves deeper and deeper to our own truth, like I was saying, sitting in the present is very powerful. Sitting in the present is very powerful, and not having any sort of dependency, very, very powerful. Because what happens is when you actually sit through that discomfort, you free yourself from that discomfort. And it might take a little bit. But I mean, why wouldn't I want to understand the things that have scarred me? Why would I not want to understand that? And I really don't care if people agree with me or not, because everyone has their own opinion. And, you can have your own opinions. I was thinking about what I could have running while I play these talks. Like, what do I have running on the, like, do I show just like some abstract screen? Then I thought about getting a fish and just recording the fish, like, swimming around. And then the whole time it's just the fish swimming and me talking. So far, that's my favorite idea. One, because it's funny. Two, because I can't have a dog. So I might as well have a fish. But I really don't know, like, I don't know, I kind of feel bad, you know? I feel like my plant is more likely to respond to me than the fish, you know? That is a messed up world. Yeah. I have not been wanting to leave. Like, I am not driven anywhere at all. I do not want to go out, like, anywhere. I really don't. This week has been so, I feel like I have been wrapped in a big, fuzzy, warm blanket. And it's awesome. It is awesome. I am getting a little hungry. I need, like, something to munch on. I don't have any, like, munching stuff. Well, I do. I have carrots. Those are very munching on things. That's a very munchable thing. It's a carrot. But I definitely... Maybe I'm just craving... I think I'm just having some cravings. Because I have been eating so well that my body's like, whoa. Give me something to add. You know? But no. I am aligning with myself. I am choosing myself. No. I am not going back to that. I am not answering the phone. No. We cannot do this again. No, I will not waste all of these years waiting for you to choose me. No. No. I like feeling like I'm back in my body. This is something too. Okay, this is like on another level. I need to do a handstand because my neck is stuck. But I won't right now, but I should. What if I do? Maybe I will. Let's see if it helps. Why not? What else am I doing? Nothing. Let's see. I can't do one. I'm too afraid. I can't do one without the wall. I'm too afraid. I have like a history of some serious neck stuff, so I don't like to mess around and like inversions because they scare the out of me, and I will tell you why someday, but today is not that day. Yeah, let's see. Well, let me take a break.